Again, thank you to our incredible color guard, our choir students that are grades elementary school through high school, and our orchestra. Thank you so much for that beautiful performance of My Old Kentucky Home. Welcome, everybody, to Opening Day 2017. I'd like to thank our local Frederica Street Starbucks for sponsoring today's program. Remember, they now have mobile ordering and curbside pickup Monday through Friday. So if you need some coffee on the way to school, you can park right there and they'll bring it right out to your car. Thank you again to Starbucks for the coffee today. The theme of this year's program, Empowering Teachers. We hope by the end of the day, you'll feel inspired and ready to tackle the school year. I'd like to thank the Drive OPS team for helping pass out decals. Remember, with those decals, put them on the back of your car, show everybody that you're a Red Devil. You'll hear a little bit more about Drive later in the program. Well, as you walked in, you saw our slideshow of new hires and transfers on the screen when you came in. I'd like to take this time to recognize all new staff members. Please stand up and join me in giving them a warm OPS welcome. I'd like to also recognize OEA and Miss Gina Davis. Where is Gina today? Where is Gina in the audience today? If you're interested in joining OEA, please see Miss Gina Davis. All right, we've got some awards to present. The Foundation for Excellence Awards. Here's Foundation Chair Andy Johnson to recognize this year's winners.
Thank you all. I had an English teacher tell me once that for there to be effective presentation, I needed to keep it like a mini skirt, long enough to cover the subject matter, but short enough to keep it interesting. So I want to open with a thank you. Looking around at the faces in this room, you all are the reason that these grants are going to happen. You all raised over $13,900 through your employee payroll deductions. We, as the foundation, kind of have a policy that we want to roll 100% of that back into the schools through these mini grants. Obviously, we would like for you all to continue doing that and hopefully add maybe an extra $1 or $2, or if you hadn't participated in the past, please participate this upcoming year. I believe Dr. Breaker, somebody's going to have some forms to help you all do that. But I do want to say that when you look at all of the public school foundations around the world, we are in the top 10, well, actually the top 1% of employee donation percentage. So you all deserve a round of applause for that. Thank you. And now I want to, after saying thank you, I kind of want to say please. This year, or this past year, we were able to raise over $150,000 in private donations outside of the traditional wage withholding donations. We want to try to continue our outreach to our alumni and to your former students in hopes of growing that number more and more so that we can take on larger and larger projects. Recently, where's Faust? What color shirts is Faust wearing? Black, I think I saw somewhere. Oh, there they are. I want to say thank you to the ladies at Faust who, with Emily Bauer's assistance, she's not here. We are a finalist for the Impact 100 grant this year for a new covering on the playground at Faust to help to have an inclusive playground. Those are the kind of partnerships we hope to build in the future. And in the event the impact, we aren't the recipient of that grant, we'd like to be able to raise enough money that perhaps we could help defray some of that cost ourselves from our foundation privately. To that end, I'm going to ask you, when you see former students, when you talk to other people in the community, when they mention Owensboro or Owensboro High School to you, if you could point them in the way of our foundation, remind them that we exist, that will help us greatly in continuing to grow the foundation. So, with that said, I want to say thank you again, and without further ado, let's give away some money. When I call your name, if you could please come over here where Mr. Kirk is, stand in front of the fancy new screen so we can get a nice, good picture that we can put in the newspaper and the website. First, Faust Elementary School, $550 for Early Learning Academy STEM learning projects for science and instruction. Ms. Holly Davis. That's it, Estes. That's it, Estes. I read that wrong. Who's got that? You got it? Okay. Newton Parish Elementary School, $500 for boys to men and girls etiquette life skills. Jill Pendergraft. Sutton Elementary School, $1,130 for the All-Pro Dad program to engage fathers with their children. Jennifer Thurman. Gateway Academy at OIA and OHS, $2,905 for the gas masonry mixer for the NCCER education project and future masonry jobs. Mr. David Hopkins. Owensboro High School, $750 for world history novels. Beth Ewing. Owensboro High School, $800 for the early child care career pathways. Jennifer Bussey. Cravens Elementary School, $800 for instructional supplies and programs. Principal Courtney Inkelbarger. Estes Elementary School, $800 for instructional supplies and programs. Principal Sherry Flagg. And I want to make clear, these aren't earmarked for anything. You got to bug your principals for them, so don't come to us. They're the ones with the keys to the program. Faust Elementary School, $800 for instructional supplies and programs. Principal Janie Mosley. Newton Parish Elementary School, $800 for instructional supplies and programs. Principal Steve Bratcher. Is he here today? Is he here? Sutton Elementary School, $800 for instructional supplies and programs. Principal Dana Johnson. Hager Preschool, $800. Director Sherry Baber. Owensboro Middle School, Principal Patrick Tynes. Owensboro Middle School North, Principal Anita Burnett. Sorry, Patrick. Middle School South. Gateway Academy, Principal Tevin Thompson. And Owensboro High School Principal John DeLacy.
When you're the MC and the photographer, I now know that presents some challenges. So good for next time. That was a lot of money that y'all gave away. That took a while. That was wonderful. Congratulations again to all the winners for the Foundation for Excellence. Wow. If you look up on the screen here behind me, you'll see the Foundation for Excellence donation form. You all will soon be getting one of those as we start the school year, and that's a really easy way for employees to donate. It's kind of hard to see, but I will point out that if you donate at least $25, that will get you an extra athletic pass for the whole year. So again, if you make that donation, you'll get an athletic pass that anybody can use. Well, speaking of OPS athletics, we've got a new track and field over at the middle school. It looks pretty nice, right? That ribbon cutting for that will be on August 16th, and the first event, mark your calendars, August 17th, there will be an 8th grade football game at 5:30. So let's go out and support our middle school football team. Again, August 17th, 8th grade football game at 5:30. Friendly reminder, all employees get into all events with your employee ID. And of course, that also includes fine arts events. So any fine arts or athletic event that's a home game or a home event, you'll get in free with your employee ID. Like I said, the theme of this year is empowering teachers. And as you know, we kind of look to start the school year, that's what we want to send to you. We want teachers to be empowered. We decided to reach out to a very, very special OPS alumnus to see how he thinks teachers become empowered. You might have heard of him.
You have a remarkable opportunity here to do such amazing things, and you have an amazing opportunity to build a foundation for skills and habits that you're going to need for the future. Take those opportunities really seriously, because you have no idea where they're going to take you.
You remember? There's an elevator that would come out in class.
Oh,
you probably haven't seen that.
goodness.
Remember, you'd be sitting there and it would
Yes.
just open.
Randomly, and you're like, why is this open? Wow. This is crazy. Más amor, por favor. Eres algo más. This is amazing. Man. This is so funny. Wow. Man. This is so, this is incredible. I remember when we used to take the tables and put them in this configuration. That's crazy, because I'd always want to put stuff down that little square hole. Sorry, that's really random, but it's the truth.
So what's your life been like the last couple of years?
Last couple of years, oh my goodness. Well, it's funny, because 2 years ago, I actually came to Owensboro for a little bit of time. Very, very brief, but I didn't see any of this. I mean, now Owensboro's grown so much. I mean, I just went downtown. There's so much new development going on there on 54. And I used to live close to 54, and I had not seen all of that stuff. So, man, a lot has changed in my life, and obviously a lot has changed in this town. Do you remember me?
I do remember you.
Oh my goodness, how in the world are, come here. It's so good to see you. How have you been?
I'm good.
It's just been so long since I've been here, and so I'm just kind of reeling it all in. It's amazing to be back. We've won 3 Grammys now, which is crazy. We have multi-platinum albums. We tour, we sell out arenas all over the world, which is such a blessing. So it's been a crazy couple of years. But man, like I said, I think this town's had a lot of crazy couple of years as well.
This was from senior year.
I know every single one of the people in this. I know everybody in this photo. You guys have a black box?
We have a black box theater. So where we're standing right now, Kevin, this was our courtyard.
Oh my gosh.
Remember where the devil was? The courtyard right here?
You walk across the
Yep,
courtyard.
this was the courtyard.
Oh my goodness.
And now we have a black box theater. How many high schools do you know that have a black box?
Literally not many. Wow. This is incredible. At the end of the day, all you're doing is utilizing a gift that you were given. And so many people have that opportunity to utilize a gift. And so if you think of it as a gift, you're sharing a gift. That's all it is. And at the end of the day, also, fame is the aftermath of doing something well. So if you focus on what you do well, that's what matters, because doing what you do well is very, very difficult. And it's a constant battle, and it's a constant struggle about pushing yourself, learning more about yourself, learning more about the world, learning more about music. And if you stay focused on that and you stay focused on that journey, I think that's what keeps you humble, because you realize you just don't know everything there is to know,
This is band and orchestra.
Oh my good, this is huge.
Yeah. So band and orchestra shares this space. I'll just let you kind of wander around. Conveniently enough, somebody put this. I don't know who did this.
These are both of my instruments.
I don't know who did that.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. You guys have?
So you would have spent a lot of time in this room.
This is crazy. I haven't seen this. Oh my gosh, this is insane, man. Wow. Yeah, I started at Sutton Elementary in 4th grade. I'll still never forget it, Miss Beaver. She was one of my first teachers there, and she's the one that also introduced me to Kentucky Derby pie. That is still, to this day, my favorite pie of all time.
And I remember, Nathan and I were talking about this, you did a presentation, it was either 5th or 6th grade on hearts.
Oh,
do you remember that?
I remember that presentation on the heart that I did because my dad, because he's a doctor, and he made me learn about the heart in such meticulous detail. And so I gave this presentation about the anatomy of the heart, and I remember thinking, I remember I don't remember the teacher's name, but I think she was like, okay, this is way too much information. You don't have to do this.
I remember sitting there watching the presentation as a 5th grade kid going, what is he talking about right now?
I remember that.
Like, who is this guy? I mean, I was so blown away because, you know, you're 10 years old and you're giving this presentation, and you had a model, and like, I remember this vividly.
That. Whoa, that is blowing my mind right now. That's so true. I did have a model.
You talked about, you remembered Miss B. Do you remember any of your other teachers? Middle school? Because of course you went to South, and then 5-6 Center, then you went to North, 7-8 Center, and then of course high school for a couple of years. Any other teachers you remember?
There was a social studies teacher, big glasses. Do you remember? He was like 7th grade.
Was that Stovall maybe?
Stovall, Mr. Stovall. Mr. Stovall was an amazing and very interesting character, the way he presented himself, but he made me so excited about social sciences because it's not something that I was really ever passionate about, but he was one of the people that got me interested in it. Wow, you're bringing me back, man. What?
These are your band pictures, and again, we've got we've got yearbooks back to the 5th grade. I've marked all the pages that you're in it.
Play with heart. Sophomore Kevin Lushla is a gifted musician with a bright future. I can't believe that. That's amazing. You and I definitely remember Mr. Bedingfield.
Oh yeah. Wait a sec. What does he have here? What is this, Kevin?
Oh no!
Let's see. Check that out. Check that out. Look at this. I told you we were going to reminisce. Tell everybody about the year. For those of you who don't know, of course, Kevin was definitely, I would, put him in the arts category. He came out for swim. I was a big swimmer. So, Kevin, tell me about the time you came out for swim team. What was that like?
Wow. First of all, I got to just get this out. This is crazy. Look at this. I haven't worn this since my 10th grade year. I haven't worn this since my 10th grade year of high school. Oh my goodness, okay. So I decided for my 10th grade year that I was gonna be part of the swim team. Sure. And I really did it only because I was very chubby and I needed to lose some weight. That was really the reason.
Sure.
Swimming's a good one to do it, right? And so I was part of it, and I tell you right now, man, I was absolutely the slowest person on the team. You and I can reminisce about that because, man, it was hard. And we woke up at like 5 in the morning to get to practices.
Do you remember dryland practices at OHS? And he'd have us run in the stadium?
Like, but I mean, that's what you have to do to be a great athlete. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate Mr. Bedingfield because he taught me core things that I needed today. I mean, you have to be resilient, you have to be tenacious, it doesn't matter what it takes to get to where you want to be, you have to do it.
There you are with your saxophone.
Play it up. Kevin Olushala poses for the camera while playing his sax. Kevin practiced very hard every day. Can you believe this? Wow.
If we go through here, swimming and diving,
no,
swimming and diving.
There we go.
Let's find Kevin and swimming and diving. There is proof. We have proof of this. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So here's our team picture, and right there in the corner, there's Kevin.
Jeez, that's me.
Yep.
Doing my thing, trying to make it happen. This is incredible. I have so many, I have so many fond memories, and this just brought it out of me in a way that I could have
When was the
never
last time you
imagined.
think you've seen some of this stuff?
Wow. I mean, I'd probably say since college. So that's, I mean, at least 10 years ago. I haven't seen any of this stuff. But man, it just brings me back right here to where it all started. I think teachers get confidence by, first of all, they know what they have to offer. They know the innate abilities and skills that they have, but also their ability to innovate. That is, I think, such a powerful tool, because something that's so empowering for a teacher is when they think of a new, innovative way that will really galvanize the students to do something with the material that they're teaching, it changes the classroom. And so I think that is such an important aspect of being a teacher that is empowered, and to be a tool for empowerment for their students. They have such a profound effect on the trajectory of a student. The way you believe in a student, the way you try to nurture a student. If you see a student that's really struggling in something, I mean, really being there for them and showing them that it doesn't matter if you're weak in a certain area, the ability to stay resilient and giving them that hope to do it, it's so necessary, because that's what I needed in certain classes. I mean, English and history, those weren't my strongest classes, but when I got to Yale, they were some of my strongest classes. I became an East Asian Studies major, and it was some of the classes that I did the best in, you know, and I'm so appreciative that there were people here that said, no, we're gonna help you get it. So, you know, that profound effect that they had, you're gonna pass that on to your students. And if you believe in them hard. Oh no, this was not here. This is amazing.
This is one of our administrators, Mr. Cale Lewis, and a couple football players as well as art students. They're football players and art kids, because, you know, a lot of our kids do the arts and sports.
Right.
Perfect example.
Yeah.
They did these.
This
One of our
is-
best running backs did a couple of these.
This is incredible.
So,
I can tell you right now, I did not expect in my life that, you know, I'm 28 now, and I have 3 Grammys. Like I said, sold multi-platinum albums. I've toured the world. I've collaborated with Stevie Wonder. You know, we had our own performance on the Grammys this past year. And to see all of our peers in the Grammys, like Chance the Rapper, coming up to me and saying, yo, I love your music. You know, the habits and the skills that I needed to do that came from starting right here. So just take them seriously, because you have no idea where they're gonna take you in the future. This is the gym?
This is the
You
gym.
are very much lying to me.
2015 state champs basketball.
Wow.
There's workout rooms above there.
Oh my goodness.
Kevin, this is our superintendent, Dr. Brake.
Hi. Kevin, very, very good to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
Absolutely. This is incredible.
Yeah, we've done a little bit with the place since you left us.
Oh my gosh.
And you've
not
done,
just a little
you've
bit.
done some amazing things.
Well, I
We're,
mean, it all started right here. That's the thing, that I just can't believe how much this place has grown, and I can't believe how much, I mean, the tireless efforts of the OPS community to create something like this for their students. I mean, you guys have done an incredible work, seriously.
you have been a big motivator, knowing that your success can be something that, you know, our students can strive for. So
Oh,
that's
man.
a great,
Thank you.
great place to be, and we're proud of you. I tell you what,
Thank
you've
you.
been a pleasure to watch, and you've had such great success. And
Thank you.
we hope that you can.
Oh
be a
man,
Red
of
Devil for
course,
life.
of course, come on, of course, of course.
What would be kind of your last words of encouragement for these staff? Because they're going to be, imagine they're all here and you're all on the floor. What would you say to them?
Honestly, I just say you guys have an amazing opportunity to teach the future. I mean, educators, the future academicians, the future artists. You know, if I can be a 3-time Grammy Award winner, they can teach another person that could do that and surpass that. And so it's just awesome that you guys have all the resources here to make that happen.
Look at that high school picture. My goodness. Woo, boy. Thank you guys for humoring us for a little bit. Well, we got to give a little credit. We didn't do this video just in-house. We decided if we were going to get somebody like Kevin Alusla, who has had such success, to come back to the school, we were going to partner with someone. So who we reached out to, it's another OPS alumnus, Alex Clark. He's sitting right here over here. This is Alex's work. Alex and his wife, Bree, own Alexander Francis Films. As you can see, they do some pretty incredible work and are now booking wedding films and special projects. So if you need any wedding films, that's your family right there. Again, the work that goes into putting something together like that is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys for putting time into it. I'd also like to thank, as you saw in the credits, Nathan Seaton, Jessica Kirk, Mike Peacock, Chris Lewis, and Christopher Payne for helping make this project possible. On this project, you're probably noticing the speakers sound a little different in here today. Well, we don't exactly know what happened, but last week, our gym, something went wrong, maybe a lightning strike, and so we came in here on Friday, and not a single speaker, audio element, nothing would work. And our technology team was able, literally in a day, to turn that around and make this program possible. So I just want to take the time to thank them. All right, we're starting to wrap up, so I'll go ahead and introduce our last speaker, starting his 5th year as Owensboro Superintendent, Dr. Nick Brake.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to see everyone back today, and it's my pleasure to welcome you for another exciting edition of the Owensboro Public Schools academic year. I have a couple thank yous before we get started, and some of these have been already done, but I think it's important to continue to thank these folks. The members of the Foundation Board that were here today, and the work that they do to support us. Please thank them again for what they do. And I encourage you to support that organization. It is money that is well spent, and all of it goes back and it's spent on our work collectively. Also would like to thank Nancy Brinkley from Kentucky Education Association for being here today. Welcome, Nancy. And near and dear to my heart, I'd like to thank the folks from Starbucks for giving us some free coffee today. So we appreciate that. I hope everyone has had a restful summer break, and I also know that many of you have worked hard on professional learning, so summer is also a time of recommitment, and that does not go unnoticed, and we certainly appreciate all the hard work that you do through the summer and recognize that. And I also want to take a moment to thank and recognize another very special group of people, the Owensboro Board of Education, who are here in force today. Our chair, Dan Griffith, is with us. Our vice chair, Jeremy Edge, is down there, dressed up today. Nancy Eskridge is with us, as is John Blaney. And Melissa Decker is somewhere. I've lost, there she is. Welcome, Melissa. They do a great job in serving our district, and if you follow any of the news around the state with some of the issues that local boards have, we are very, very blessed here to have a very committed, supportive, and hardworking group of people who care about our district and about the students that we serve and about you as educators. So they make my life easy, and they make our district better in the work they do. Well, it's been a great summer. Our summer feeding program has fed almost 50,000 meals, and our folks in food service work hard through the summer on that, and I thank them. We also had a very successful literacy camp that helps us and helps our students to avoid the summer slide in reading. Our fine arts and our athletic camps have been packed with eager students. Our facilities look incredible, and I'd like for you all to join me in publicly thanking our maintenance department for the hard work that they do in providing a world-class environment for us. Thank you. As Dave said, we have a new track and football facility. We'll be breaking ground and have already started on an expansion at Newton Parish. And our technology department has been working nonstop to ensure a smooth start to the school year. They have been in every building installing and testing our tools. And our transportation staff. We are tweaking our bus routes and making, I think, some really good improvements to transportation to help to lessen the time and to make our lives easier all the way around. So they've been working into the wee hours of morning this week, and that we appreciate. So for all these folks, the work never stops, and I'm grateful for the work they do, and I'm also thankful to have such dedicated folks to work with every day. Please thank all those groups again. The segment that you saw highlighting Kevin Alusala is really a great segue into the point that I want to make today, and a major emphasis that I'm going to bring to my work in the coming years as your superintendent, and that is empowering educators. And I want to say the groups that we just thanked are educators. Everyone in this room is an educator because we work in one way or another in many different capacities to help the students of this district grow. And we all have our little touch in that, and it's all very important for the lives of the students we serve. So, as educators, you stand at the entryway to the world of a generation of children. You stand for all that is fair and good. You are, in many respects, some of the most morally impressive adults that our students will encounter. You represent to them critical pillars of our free society: knowledge, justice, fairness. Everyone celebrates a personal memory of individual teachers that have touched and changed you. But sometimes, collectively, our society falls short in respecting the work we educators do. Every time there's an economic or social crisis, it seems that our culture is to affix some kind of blame to public schools. We've been trapped, it seems, for more than a decade in a maze of standardized tests, which studies show don't necessarily improve learning. Mostly they demoralize and dispirit us. Over the past year and a half, we've seen everything from budget crises, pension issues, and talk of vouchers. The very ideas that we stand for as public educators are somewhat under threat. And I think it's important for me to acknowledge that to you. As I begin my second 4-year contract as your superintendent, I want to pledge today that a major focus for me going forward is going to be supporting the work of all of us educators and safeguarding the role that we play in public education and that we provide this great public trust to our community. I will push hard for us as a district to take advantage of the local control that's coming with some of the reforms from the federal government to the state testing. I want to continue to build on the trust and confidence that our community has with us and continue to promote and advocate for public education. You probably saw my shirt that I had on as you entered. I love public schools. Our community in this school district have long been a beacon for the state and the nation to show how a district can successfully provide a high-quality public education that serves a diverse population. We know the important role of quality teachers in the success of the lives of students. We know that teachers working together collaboratively, focused on high expectations and best practice, is the magic formula that makes all the difference in the world. I want OPS to be known around the state and everywhere as a place where teachers get that support to do their job well, where a high standard of teaching and learning is found at all levels and expected of everyone we hire, where meeting the needs of students are placed at the center of what we do every day. We stand miles above this national rhetoric. We have public schools that are schools of choice for our community, with options for students in the traditional and innovation sectors, with a thriving arts program and a very strong focus on academic success. I am excited, as I wear another t-shirt, about the DRIVE initiative. It's an entirely teacher-driven and directed effort. DRIVE, which stands for Developing Relationships and Inspiring Visionary Educators, will work the first cohort of what I hope will be many to improve collaboration between schools and produce the best educational methods possible to engage and support our students. DRIVE will be working to benchmark the teaching profession in our district with the top performing education systems around the world and focus on ways to improve the work environment, make sure our compensation is more than competitive, and elevate the status of education overall. Most importantly, DRIVE will advocate to empower all of us as educators in our district so that we can collectively fight for the continued existence of a strong, effective system of free public education that serves the needs of every student. I believe that public education is one of the most important social inventions in the history of civilization itself, essential to our democratic system of government and the economic competitiveness of our community, our state, and our country. As educators in our district, in the Owensboro Public Schools, I would like us all to dedicate ourselves to upholding this sacred trust in these ideals of public education as a service to our community. We are doing it right, and for that I congratulate you. Please congratulate yourselves for all that we do well here in this school district. And as district leadership, we commit to supporting and empowering all of you to do just that, to continue doing what we do well. I hope everyone has a great school year, and I hope that everyone enjoys a little longer lunch today. You're going to report to your buildings at 1 o'clock. And I wish you the best for an outstanding school year. My door's open, and it's a pleasure to work with you all in this great district. Before we all scatter, we're going to do another one of Nathan Seaton's famous 360 pictures. So the only thing I need, Nathan, is you need to tell me where to stand.